retraction, protraction from here. That's the hold if you want to do it all from here. Okay, so we have right and left lateral deviation, protraction, retraction, all from this hold. And then from that hold into the oral diaphragm. From the oral diaphragm back up into the TMJ, reciprocal to the TMJ, inhibition at the TMJ, back down into muscular inhibition, back through, zygomatic arch, into the hard palate, drift lateral, into tapotement, back into OAAA, middle cervical, inferior cervical, sympathetic plexus, right? So, and then on the vascular side, making sure that the upper baseline is doing what it needs to be doing, right? So, very important for first rib, clavicle, sternum, okay, CD junction, making sure that that aperture is where it should be. If we're doing a myofascial release here, oftentimes it's reasonably good if it's simply more of a fascial issue, but if it becomes deep ligamentous, it won't be very successful. So we're going to have to get into these structures and start to unload them directly and indirectly. Long lever, short lever, both combined leverages are important. So the idea is to be able to move through all of the principles that define technique fluently. I often say if you have to think about technique, you don't really know it. You might be doing it, but you don't know it. But to know technique, you don't have to think about technique. You work with the tissue. Yep, so indirect to the right rotation, let's say CD, I'm indirect to that. I come back through it. Now I become direct, and then the overpressure is on the TVP on the right side. So now I can take it from indirect to direct. I can use compression from here. Yeah, I can go indirect with compression. Come back out, take compression off, or maintain it, and then go back to a direct rotation of TVP on the right side into the side bending on the left. That's the fluency that we're trying to build into our students, right? That fluency of the application of technique principles. I think once you understand that, it's very difficult for you to be kind of packaged into one method or another. You just become somebody that is truly working with principles and using your reasoning. And I think when you do that, you become I think treatment becomes more interesting, firstly, and then you become really multifaceted. There's no position, no patient population that you can't work with because you're able to apply the principles. Lots of people know principles, they talk about osteopathic principles, but it's the application, and that application of the principles is what substantiates your reasoning and your rationale, right? And it's it all has to be sitting on a rock solid base of functional anatomy, not gross anatomy, okay?